Hi, everybody. This is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. Absolutely nothing day today. It was I picked up on pretty early on. The short-term cycle momentum turned up, and it's in the middle of a longer term cycle momentum downturn. So we were going to get these battles back and forth. The condor, which I suggested in the morning, would have worked. But the speed of some of these probably would have got us stopped out, especially if I had the zero risk on it. So I didn't make any trades today. I didn't really feel it. I didn't want to go long in the middle of a longer, a bigger cycle on the, that's on the downside. But the short term momentum was on the upside. So this is exactly what should have played out today, and it did. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at what was said. So when the opening gap down, I said that the support at a 58.25, buyers were waiting. You have to have patience. Cycle momentum has turned higher, but still within an early larger cycle momentum negative term. So I was just explaining to them what it is, because they don't know what this is. It's complicated software, and I'm still learning it with things, but it's kept me out of 100% out of trouble and not trying to force feed trades. But being it's a market breadth software. That's what I'm following right now. It's unbelievable. And the best way to kind of describe the short term and the larger term is think of a 30-minute stochastics that are rolling over from overbought into heading down to the oversold. But the 15-minute had already turned down and is making a bottom and turning up. So there's going to be a battle both ways, and what it basically is you just have to be very, very careful. So at 9:51, I said I'm staying away from it for the fun, but if anyone's interested in a long trade, I think they will try to close the gap, use today's lows as a stop. So let's take a look. Here was the gap today. They did come down and closed it. They actually went a little bit higher. So anybody that took that trade, that was at, let me just check out so that was at 9:51. So let's just call it 10 o'clock. And at 10 o'clock, where's the 10 o'clock candle? There it is. No, that's it. That's a different day. 10 a.m. right here. So you got long at the 58.41. You made 10 points, made a little bit more. I like I said, for the fund, I didn't make any trades. I didn't really want to go against the longer term cycle momentum, and where this bounced made sense because you can see the support. So as we came down here, you can see we actually had buy signals on the 15-minute chart, but if we go to the 60-minute chart, we didn't have those, and we're still working off the sell signals. So we're really stuck right now, just really in no man's land, and it looks like consolidation. So from that, I would believe that the bulls are going to try higher. But this is the problem, is that if they come up, we have 59.30 in that range there. That's this trend line. But we also broke through this wedge right here. So the thing is that if we just come up and hit the bottom of it, that's going to bring us pretty close to that 5,900. And that would make sense if it did. Now, the problem is if we go down from here, because, this being looking like consolidation, a lot of people are buying this little range right here. And if we break down instead of up, then there's going to be some trap shorts. But there's support levels underneath this, and that's what I explained in the morning notes today, where even if these lows were taken out, we had support at the 58.07, but we also had it from this level, the 58.20. So where the buyers stepped in, it made sense. I'm staying kind of just open-minded right now heading into tomorrow. I want to see how the short-term cycle momentum turns. If it goes negative, then we're going to just be shorting everything. That's basically the way it works. Any bounces, we're going to wait for them to retrace, and then we look to short on the retracements. You don't jump in on these things because you're going to get trapped. And it's almost at this phase, especially with the gap downs, it's like 80%. You're gonna, if you bought this gap down, you're trapped and you're gonna be looking to cover up here. So, and it's really, it's not always with the gap ups like this. You can see like where we melted, we kind of we made a top pulled back, but then made a higher high. This low right here, this gap, well, this was a gap up and then it came down and closed the gap. But this was where we were getting the cycle momentum on the short term that was getting moved to negative, and it was an early stage of it. So we had both the intermediate and it's intermediate with this software is like 2 to 4 days. It's not in regular intermediate type software. So the intermediate, we were looking for 2 to 3 or 3, possibly 4 days on the downside. But once we got this, we had cycle momentum that turned up, and this is why we got the bounce. So, like I said, if the bulls, if they take out these highs, they got to deal with the 78% retracement, 58.66, 15 points higher. And then they have price support right here, the 58.70 that they have to get through, and then the highs that we made at 58.77. The bears, they need to really, I'm going to put it right here at this candle right here because this is where it popped up. So I think the bears need to get through this. Where are we at? 58.42. If they do that, you can see we have 58.33 is the trend line. So this is going to be the important level. If they get through it, then they're going to have to battle with this support. And if they get through that, that's what we'll be looking at, a move down to the 5800. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I will talk to you guys in the morning.